I teach high school literature to 16-year-olds. I've taught thousands of students over 15 years. But I never expected to teach my own daughter without knowing it. My name is David. I'm 38 years old. And this is the story of how a routine parent-teacher conference revealed a secret that had been hidden for 17 years. Sophie Martinez was one of my best students. Junior year, AP Literature. Smart, insightful, actually read the books. Her essays on The Great Gatsby showed genuine understanding of symbolism and theme, the kind of student teachers dream about. Her conference was scheduled for 7 p.m. I was tired, ready to go home, but I always gave my best students the attention they deserved. I expected a proud parent, wanting to talk about college recommendations. The woman who walked into my classroom made my heart stop. Jennifer Blake. Or Jennifer Martinez now, apparently. My first love. My college girlfriend, the woman I'd planned to marry 20 years ago before she disappeared from my life without explanation. She froze in the doorway when she saw me. I watched the color drain from her face. David? Her voice was barely a whisper. Jennifer. I stood up, my legs shaky. I didn't realize. Sophie is your daughter? She nodded slowly, not moving from the doorway. I didn't know you taught here. Sophie never mentioned her teacher's first name. We stood there, two people who hadn't seen each other in 2 decades, staring across a classroom full of empty desks. Please sit, I finally managed. We should discuss Sophie's progress. Jennifer walked to the desk in front of mine, moving like she might bolt at any second. She sat down. I sat down. We looked at each other, and suddenly we were 20 years old again, before everything fell apart. Sophie's doing excellent work, I said, falling back on teacher mode because I didn't know what else to do. Her analytical essays are among the best I've seen. She has a real gift for literary interpretation. That's good, Jennifer said. Her hands were shaking. She loves your class. Talks about it all the time. Says you make the books come alive. She's a pleasure to teach. Silence. Heavy, loaded with 20 years of unanswered questions. How have you been? I asked, because someone had to say something. Good. Married. Divorced 5 years ago. Sophie's my only child. Married. Divorced. 1 child. I did the math in my head. Sophie was 16, almost 17. We'd broken up in January of my senior year of college, 20 years ago. When's Sophie's birthday? I asked, my voice steadier than I felt. Jennifer's eyes widened. She knew what I was asking. September 28th. September. 9 months after January. 9 months after we broke up. I looked at the class roster on my desk. Sophie Martinez. Birthday. 9/28. Right there in black and white. Jennifer, I said quietly. Is she mine? Is Sophie my daughter? She looked down at her hands. Nodded once. So small I almost missed it. The room spun. I gripped the edge of my desk. You were pregnant. When you left. You knew you were pregnant with my child and you never told me. I was scared, she whispered. We were so young. You had grad school plans. A fellowship. I didn't want to trap you. Trap me? Jennifer, I loved you. I wanted to marry you. And you just disappeared. Changed your number. Transferred schools. Your roommate said you'd moved home. I looked for you for months. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry? My voice was rising. I forced it back down. I have a daughter. A 16-year-old daughter who I've been teaching for 2 months. Who I gave a B+ to on her last essay. Boom. Who sits in the 3rd row and asks insightful questions about Fitzgerald's use of color symbolism. And I had no idea she was mine. Does he know? That she's not his? Yes, he's always known. He was okay with it. We got married when I was 3 months pregnant. He loved her like his own. I stood up, walked to the window, looked out at the parking lot. Tried to process this. Why didn't you tell me? I asked, my back to her. Even if you didn't want me involved when she was born, why not tell me later? When she was 5? 10? When you got divorced? Because I was ashamed. Because every year that passed made it harder. Because I built a life on a lie, and I didn't know how to undo it. I turned back to her. And now? Why are you here? You must have known there was a chance you'd run into me at this school. I didn't think you'd still be teaching here. Most teachers don't stay at one school for 15 years. And Sophie never mentioned your first name. Just, Mr. Harrison. She paused. When I walked in and saw you, I almost left, but Sophie would have asked why I missed the conference. Does she know you knew me? Before? No, she knows I went to college in this area, but that's all. I sat back down, the Trenifer. Tried to see the 20-year-old I'd loved in this 39-year-old woman. She was there, under the lines that life had added. I need time to think, I said. I can't process this right now. I understand. She stood up. David, I know I have no right to ask anything of you. Please don't tell Sophie. Not yet. Not like this. She's been through enough with the divorce. She doesn't need this upheaval. She has a right to know who her father is. Robert is her father. In every way that matters. He's been there for every soccer game, every school play, every birthday. You're her biology teacher, literature teacher. I corrected automatically. Then heard what I'd said. What she'd said. That's not fair, Jennifer. You took away my choice. You decided I wouldn't be her father. I never got a vote. You're right. It's not fair. Nothing about this is fair. But I'm asking you to think about Sophie, about what's best for her. She left. I sat in my empty classroom for an hour after that, staring at Sophie's name on my roster. I went home, poured a drink, looked through my college photos until I found pictures of Jennifer and me. Young, in love, planning a future. I tried to remember the exact moment she'd told me she was transferring schools. February, senior year. She'd said her mother was sick. She needed to be closer to home. I'd believed her. Why wouldn't I? She raised her hand to answer a question about The Great Gatsby. I called on her. She gave an insightful answer about Gatsby's idealization of Daisy. I nodded, praised her analysis, moved on. All while thinking, this is my daughter. My daughter is sitting in my classroom discussing F. Scott Fitzgerald. And I've been her teacher for 2 months without knowing. After class, she stopped at my desk. Mr. Harrison, my mom said the conference went well. Thanks for the good feedback. Your mom seems nice, I said, trying to keep my voice normal. She is. She's been through a lot with the divorce and everything, but she's strong. How long have your parents been divorced? Her dad, Robert, the man who raised her, who she thought was her father. That must be an adjustment, I said. Yeah, but at least they're both happy now. Sometimes people aren't meant to be together, you know? I thought about Jennifer and me. About what might have been if she'd told me. Would we have gotten married? Raised Sophie together? Or would we have split up anyway, and Sophie would have grown up in a broken home? You're very mature about it, I said. She shrugged. It is what it is. Anyway, I wanted to ask about the next essay assignment. Can we choose our own book to analyze? Or does it have to be from the reading list? We talked about the assignment. She left. I sat there thinking about the casual way she'd said, my dad. The easy assumption that Robert was her father. The life she'd built on a foundation that wasn't true. That weekend, I did something I'm not proud of. I looked up Sophie on social media. Her Instagram was public. I scrolled through years of photos. Sophie at soccer games. Sophie at the beach. Sophie at what looked like a quinceañera. And in many of the photos, Robert. Brown hair, kind face, arm around Sophie, father and daughter. Except not really. We need to talk, I said when she answered. In person. Without Sophie. We met at a coffee shop the next morning. Neutral ground. Jennifer looked like she hadn't slept. I've been thinking about this non-stop, I said once we sat down. And I have questions. A lot of questions. Okay. Why Robert? How did you meet him? Did you love him? Better than me, apparently. Since you chose him to raise my daughter instead of even giving me a chance. Jennifer flinched. I was 20 years old, David. Pregnant. Terrified. And convinced I was about to ruin your life. You had a fellowship to Columbia. You were going to study comparative literature, get your PhD, teach at university level. And I was going to be a single mother working whatever job I could find. I thought I was doing the right thing. By lying to everyone? By letting another man raise my child? By giving Sophie stability? A two-parent home. A father who wanted her. I would have wanted her. I wanted you. I wanted everything with you.
We were kids, David, playing house in a college apartment. Real life is different. You didn't even give me a chance to find out what real life could be. We sat in silence. Jennifer was crying quietly. I was fighting my own emotions. What do you want me to do? She finally asked. You have a right to be angry. You have a right to know your daughter. But what do you actually want? That was the question, wasn't it? What did I want? I want to know her, I said. Really know her. Not as her teacher. As her father. That means telling her the truth. That means blowing up her entire sense of identity. That means making Robert the villain when he's been nothing but good to her. Robert isn't the villain. You are. You did lie her entire life. I protected her. I gave her a stable childhood. She had a father who loved her, a home, security. Built on lies. Built on choices I thought were right at the time. I rubbed my face. I teach literature, Jennifer. I spend my days analyzing stories, talking about truth and consequences and the price of secrets. And now I'm living in one of those stories, the kind where secrets destroy families. So what do we do? I don't know. I need time. I need to think. How much time? I don't know that either. We parted ways. About Sophie. About the casual way she talked about literature. About her essay on The Great Gatsby that showed real insight. About how she'd inherited my love of reading, my analytical mind. Things I'd passed down to her genetically that had somehow survived without me being in her life. Monday came. Sophie was in my class. I taught Hemingway. Called on her 3 times. She gave good answers. After class, she asked if I had a minute. I have kind of a weird question, she said. My heart raced. Did she know? Had Jennifer told her? What is it? My mom's been acting strange since the parent conference, like nervous and distracted. Did something happen? Did I do something wrong in class? No, your work is excellent. Nothing's wrong academically. Then why is she being weird? She keeps looking at me like she wants to say something but doesn't. Because she's debating whether to tell you I'm your father, I thought. Because your whole world might be about to change. Maybe you should ask her, I said. Parent stuff is between you and your parents. She nodded, but looked unconvinced. Okay, thanks, Mr. Harrison. She left. I sat at my desk, head in my hands. This couldn't continue. Sophie was already sensing something was wrong. Jennifer was right, that telling her would blow up her world. But not telling her meant living a lie. Being her teacher, not her father. Watching from a distance as she grew up, went to college, built a life. Always knowing the truth, never able to acknowledge it. That night, Jennifer called me. Sophie asked me if something's wrong, she said. She said I've been acting strange. She mentioned that to me too. We have to decide, David. Tell her or don't. But we can't keep existing in this limbo. It's not fair to her. None of this is fair to her. That's kind of the point. I know. But we have to make a choice, and not about it for a long time. About Sophie's life, her relationship with Robert, the fact that she was 16, about to start thinking about colleges, about her future. Did she need this disruption now? Let's wait, I said finally, until she's 18, out of high school, old enough to process it. 2 more years? She's got enough to deal with now. Junior year, SATs, college applications. Let her have these last 2 years of high school without this hanging over her. And you? Can you teach her for 2 more years knowing you're her father? I don't know, but I can try. For her sake. We agreed to wait. It was torture. I taught Sophie for the rest of her junior year, all through her senior year. Watched her give presentations. Graded her essays. Wrote her a college recommendation letter that was glowing and honest. She got into Berkeley, her first choice. I celebrated with the rest of the class while knowing she was my daughter. Celebrating her success. Her graduation was in June. I attended as a teacher. Sat with the faculty. Watched her walk across the stage. Jennifer was in the audience with Robert. He was crying proud tears. I was crying too. But for different reasons. After graduation, there was a party at Jennifer's house. Sophie had invited some teachers, including me. I almost didn't go, but I wanted to see her one more time before she left for college. One more time as her teacher, before we told her the truth, and I might lose her forever. A party was in the backyard. Sophie was happy, surrounded by friends and family. I talked to other teachers, ate some food, prepared to leave early. Then, Sophie found me. "Mr. Harrison, I'm so glad you came. I wanted to thank you. Your class was the best part of high school. You made me love literature. You're the reason I'm majoring in English." "You're gonna do amazing things, Sophie," I said, meaning it. "I hope so. I want to teach, actually. High school English. Like you. Make books matter to kids who think they hate reading." My daughter wanted to be like me. Wanted to follow in my footsteps. And she had no idea we were connected by anything more than a year of AP literature. "That's wonderful. The world needs more teachers who care. You taught me that literature matters. That stories matter. That they help us understand ourselves and each other." I nodded, not trusting my voice. "Can I ask you something?" Sophie said. "This is gonna sound weird, but my mom's been strange around you all year. Like, nervous. Do you guys know each other? From before?" The moment of truth. I could lie, keep the secret until she was older. Or I could tell her now, at her graduation party, and let her decide what to do with the truth. I looked across the yard. Jennifer was watching us, her face pale. "Your mom and I were friends in college," I said carefully. "We lost touch. It was strange to reconnect at a parent conference." "That's all? You seem like it's something more." She was too perceptive. Just like me. She got that from me. "Sophie, there's something you should know," I started, then stopped. Was I really going to do this? At her party? "What is it?" Jennifer appeared next to us. "Sophie, can you help me with the cake inside?" "In a minute, Mom." Mr. Harrison was about to tell me something. Jennifer looked at me. I looked back. In that look, we had an entire conversation. "Tell her now? Wait? What's best?" "Actually," I said, "it can wait. It's your party. Go help your mom with the cake." Sophie looked between us, suspicious. But she went inside. Jennifer stayed. "Were you about to tell her?" "I don't know. Maybe. She deserves to know, Jennifer." "I know. You're right. But not here. Not at her party." "Then when?" "Soon. After the party. This week." "This week. Before she leaves for Berkeley. Promise?" "Promise." 3 days later, Jennifer called me. "Can you come over? Tonight. Sophie will be here. I'm going to tell her." My hands shook driving to Jennifer's house. This was it. Sophie would know. Would she hate me for not telling her sooner? Hate Jennifer for lying her whole life? What, nothing to do with either of us? Sophie answered the door. "Mr. Harrison, what are you doing here?" "I asked him to come," Jennifer said from behind her. "We need to talk to you. All three of us." We sat in the living room. Sophie looked confused, worried. "What's going on? Is someone sick?" "No one's sick," Jennifer said. She was pale, her voice shaking. "But there's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you a long time ago. You're scaring me, Mom." "Sophie, I love you more than anything. Everything I've done has been because I wanted the best for you. Please remember that." "Mom, what is it?" Jennifer looked at me. I nodded. She'd started this. She had to finish it. "Sophie, Robert is your father in every way that matters. He raised you, loved you, been there for you always. But biologically," she paused. "Biologically, David is your father." Sophie looked at me. At Jennifer. Back at me. "What?" "David and I dated in college. When I got pregnant, I was scared. I made a choice to raise you without telling him. It was wrong. But I did it." "Mr. Harrison is my father?" Sophie's voice was small, confused. "My teacher? My literature teacher?" "I didn't know," I said quickly. "I found out at the parent conference. When I saw your mom, did the math. I've wanted to tell you, but we wanted to wait until you were ready." "Ready?" Sophie stood up. "When would I be ready to find out my entire life is a lie? That my teacher is my father? That my mom lied to me for 17 years? "Don't touch me." Sophie backed away. "I need to think. I need to process this. I can't do this right now." She ran to her room. We heard the door slam. Jennifer started crying. I didn't know what to do. Comfort her? Go after Sophie? Leave? "Give her time," I finally said. "This is a lot." I've ruined everything. We'll get through this. She will too. But I wasn't sure I believed that. The next morning, my phone rang. Sophie. Can we meet? She asked. Just you and me, without my mom. Of course. Where? The school. Your classroom. That feels neutral. We met in my empty classroom. Sophie looked like she hadn't slept. I have questions, she said. I'll answer anything. Did you love my mom? Yes. Very much. Would you have wanted me if you'd known? Absolutely. Without question. Then why didn't she tell you? She was scared, 20 years old, pregnant, thought she was protecting me and you. By lying? It was a bad choice, but I believe she thought it was the right one at the time. Sophie was quiet for a long time. I always felt different from my dad, Robert. Like we didn't quite fit. I thought it was just personality differences. But it makes sense now. He loves you. That's real. Biology doesn't change that. But you're my real father. Robert is your real father too, in all the ways that count. I'm just the guy who contributed DNA and who happens to teach you literature. She almost smiled at that. This is so weird. You're my teacher. You gave me a B+ on my Gatsby essay. You deserved it. Your analysis of the green light symbolism was good, but you could have gone deeper into Fitzgerald's critique of the American dream. Are you seriously critiquing my essay right now? Sorry. Teacher habit. She did smile then. Small, but there. What happens now? That's up to you. We can get to know each other. Or not. You're 18. You get to decide what kind of relationship you want with me. I don't know what I want. Everything feels upside down. My mom lied. My teacher is my dad. I'm about to leave for college and my whole identity just imploded. Take your time. There's no rush. I've waited 17 years. I can wait longer. She nodded, stood up. I need to think. I'll call you. Maybe. Okay. She left. I sat in my classroom, wondering if I'd lost my daughter before ever really having her. But she did call. A week later. Then again. We started meeting for coffee. Talking. Getting to know each other. Not as teacher and student. As father and daughter. Sophie left for Berkeley in August. She video called me from her dorm room, showed me her books for freshman English. We talked about her professors, her roommate, her classes. I told Robert, she said one call, about you, about everything. How did he take it? He was hurt, but he said he always knew this day might come, that he doesn't regret raising me, and I'm his daughter no matter what a DNA test says. He's a good man. Yeah, I got lucky. 2 dads who actually want to be in my life. Some kids don't even get one. We've been building a relationship for 6 months now. It's not perfect. There's hurt, confusion, years of missed time that we can't get back. But it's something. Jennifer and I are civil. We'll never be friends. But we're Sophie's parents. We have to coexist. Sometimes I think about what might have been if Jennifer had told me from the start. Would we have gotten married? Raised Sophie together? Or would we have been teen parents who split up anyway, putting Sophie through a worse childhood? I'll never know. No one gets to see the alternate timeline. What I do know is that I have a daughter. She's brilliant, kind, funny. She wants to be a teacher. She got my analytical mind and my love of literature, and Jennifer's strength and determination. And I got to teach her for 2 years before I knew the truth. Got to see the person she became without my influence. She turned out amazing. Maybe Robert and Jennifer did something right after all. Sophie's coming home for winter break next week. We're planning to go hiking. She wants to show me the trail where she scattered her grandmother's ashes. Wants to tell me about her mom's side of the family, the history I missed. You can't change the past, she told me last week, but you can choose who you want to be going forward. So let's just move forward. She's wiser than I was at 18. Hell, wiser than I am now. I teach AP literature to 16-year-olds. I grade essays and discuss symbolism and try to make books matter. Because I lived it. Am living it. Every day.
My daughter was my student. And I never knew until a parent conference changed everything. Some stories don't have neat endings. Some truths come too late. Some lies have been protecting people all along. And sometimes, the greatest lesson isn't in a book. It's in learning that life is messy and complicated, and that love doesn't always look the way you expected.
I'm David. I'm 38 years old. I teach literature.
And I'm Sophie's father. Finally, better late than never.